drifted alarmingly in the betting was, Felsted in the morning continued to drift. It was late on the exchanges to lose. It was something you'd see in a Dick Francis novel, Charles Burns.
The ground is soft. It's not.
It's heavy.
It's soft on times.
It's heavy.
Okay.
Hello and welcome. Yes, it's that time of week again. It is the Bastards Inquiry Sunday Sermon. My name's Lee Keys, and joining me to chew the fat, as always, about the week's events in racing that's unfolded.
Oh, sorry. Shitty vape, this is. Fucking £2 vape. I'm sure it's a counterfeit one.
Yeah.
It's meant to be cherry ice, but it tastes like bonfire, so I don't know.
The day when I get through a fucking intro without one of you fucking...
Coffee or spluttering or die, yeah. One of us will die in an intro, what great numbers that is. One of us will pass away during a show,
Yeah, it's like an Irish commentator, isn't it, Jerry Annan? You think he's about to kipper it, like in every...
Yeah. The last 2 weeks I've had messages on your show. Last week I had to clear my throat.
Yeah.
The week before it was something about the bloke that sounds like Ray Attersley. I'm on the cusp of chucking my fucking head into it.
And people saying that we should go on gardening leave because you're clearly not well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Change up. That's nice.
Perhaps he should step down.
Yeah.
Step down, mate.
From high office.
Like I'm in a position of importance or something, yeah.
It's probably because they've seen you mention the old funeral package plan ads.
Oh, yes. Come on, Co-op. Where's our sponsorship, Co-op?
Yeah.
We need them, yeah.
90% of our list over 45, so...
There you go. Prime target market, that is, for like early death, isn't it?
Indeed,
yeah. We lead the key demographic of people who die with the television on. That's us. That's our demographic.
So, anyway, so joining me, of course, for this week's show, once Chris stopped joking.
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Chris Lord Malvo off Twitter. And, of course, my partner in crime since the show began, Mr. John Leng. How was your week, you? What have you been up to? Had a good week?
Yeah, I suppose. More of the same, isn't it?
I can't even remember what I've done.
It's so exciting, clearly.
Yeah.
John, I can't remember what's won the last week, but if you ask him what won 1978 Benson Edges at York, he'll probably get first three.
How well in sound.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. Who rode it, John?
Leicester.
Impressive.
There you go. It is good.
That was the first time that year they didn't bother sending for Showmaker. He rode it in both derbies.
There you go.
Yeah. Mind you, if it were Mastermind, I think I'd send Davis up for Mastermind.
Oh, yeah.
It's just incredible.
Yeah,
like Rain Man.
It is. That's what we call him now, Rain Man.
Do you? Okay, okay.
Yeah. And other things.
Other things, yeah. but mainly Rain Man.
Just because he's got a massive snake like dusting off.
Yeah, that's it. Count toothpicks in jars. Absolutely. On to racing review time. I've got to be honest, it's not one of our favourite Saturdays in terms of type of racing on offer, especially when we've got a bad set of sprinters, John, which you've highlighted for most of this season how crap our sprinters are. We'll have a look at the Sprint Cup, and obviously our wonderful clerk of the course, Haydock, decided we're on the outer course, much quicker track, peak turf speed on. Pete, you were absolutely spot on. He sent us an interview of the clerk of the course, what he did, and said that he'd ride much quicker. And obviously that's led to a massive track bias on the straight course, which of course saw the first four home.
I mean, he's called Pete Turf.
Pete Turf. Yeah, clues in the name.
Yeah, I was going to say, if ever someone was born into the right line of work, it's Pete.
Pete should actually be Haydock Clark.
Reporting live from the
Pete
track.
Turf. Absolutely. Obviously, first four stand side. It's fast form for me. The winner always on the rail, the second always on the rail, and the third and fourth were one off the rail.
Yeah.
SPs of 16 to 1, 12 to 1, 22 to 1, and 80 to 1. Where were we, chap? Pete Turf told us the other day. Davis also kept mentioning that it'll favour high numbers. And has anyone done forecasts or tricasts?
No, well, if you start acting on information like that, it's tantamount to getting a bung, isn't it?
What did it pay? Forecasters paid, Exactors paid £235, straight forecast paid £189.80, tricast £2,374.66.
Oh, well, it wasn't told that to miss out on them.
Not enough, is it? No, not enough. Ain't fucking worth it, is it? honestly.
Of course, the well-punted Lazat, who went off
Yeah.
at, I think, quite a short price, given the fact that the standard of runners this year just aren't the best everywhere. But maybe they just thought, well, it's a French horse, and are their sprinters better than ours? No,
No, they're not. No one's
no.
sprinters are better than anyone else. They're all awful, aren't
You
they?
know, I think given the opportunity, I'd probably back that frog that ran in the Eclipse to beat that lot.
Probably.
I would on rail.
Yeah,
If you're on rail, back out on rail.
they're the fucking shit, aren't they?
In a more serious note, is this acceptable for this kind of standard of racing to be run at kips like this? That decide, we'll switch tracks, run on completely different ground to what we have done for the last 2 days, which is obviously a lot faster. The Times bore that out today. In fact, the big merger ran it 2 seconds quicker than standard.
Yeah. I'll bet the second.
Nobody's in charge of this thing. Nobody cares. They won't wrap their arms around this issue at all. BHA. Let's be fair. If you look at all the big sprint results this year, who's benefited? Racing and its gross profits tax.
Yeah, well, coming on to a listener question, at one time I'd have said, wash your mouth out with soap or get in the sea.
Yeah.
But we've had one comment regarding our current flat season, and Callum Ray is his name, and he says, is it time to finally admit the flat is shit? Well, obviously, everyone knows us as a podcast, it's our preferred choice of sport over jumps. But
fucking hell, synchronized swimming comes with our jumps.
Table tennis, badminton,
ladies water polo.
Yeah, it's a knockout.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he likes a bit of that ladies water polo, don't he?
Eddie Waring and Dirty Stuart Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuart Hall, yes. Gosh.
Yeah, I used to love European one.
Oh, a lad.
Yeah.
Did you like European one?
Je sans frontières. Oh, the Belgians
Here
in
come
town
the Belgians.
dressed as massive town criers or some shit like that, wasn't it? Awful
Yeah.
stuff. People used to watch it though, didn't they? Used to love it.
It were on prime time.
It was.
That were your prime time.
Well, Peter Gabriel wrote a fucking song about it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's true. You had to make your own entertainment in them days, though, didn't you? Christ, fucking hell. It's just on frontier.
They wouldn't have invented mouth organs and banjos back then. Nowadays, it's like, now, it got internet, but back then, everyone used to be playing with a banjo.
Well, you speak for yourself, but...
Until they invented mouth organs, you couldn't have a proper gunfight in the Old West, could you?
That's right, yeah. Spaghetti Western, Serge Leone.
Hey, old timer. There'd be some old timer sat on some steps, wouldn't it? Like intro to a Western, and it blowing away as tumbleweed blows down the main street.
And so somebody had to play a Jew's harp, didn't there?
Can't say that. Jew's harp. No, can't say that. That's a no-no phrase now. You can't say Jew's harp. Gosh. Apparently that's on a list of banned words, I think I read somewhere. Jew's harp, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's not done. Because the idea being it's an economy harp, isn't it? The old twanging noise it would. But interesting. Go on.
I was going to ask you something regarding, like, difficult for older people to, adjust to speech changes and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, or what do you think on that?
I think it is. It is more difficult, but I think because modern communication is a minefield, isn't it? Particularly dealing with younger generations. What I find younger generations don't get, and see that sort of in the work context and privately, they don't get irony. They really don't get that kind of humour, that dual meaning, or something that's ironic or sarcastic. They don't get sarcasm as much, and I think because a lot of their communication has been done via text or online, where you can't get that inflection that you get with humour. So they take things quite literally. So you have to be very careful. And I think a lot of people fall into difficulties by making a joke, which is self-evidently, you would say, humorous, and they take it literally and say that's unacceptable. That's a depressing feature, I think, of the way in which speech is navigated.
Yet Gervais gets away with it, doesn't he?
Because he's rich. He's rich, and he doesn't give a fuck, does he? He doesn't really get away with it, does he? I mean, but he doesn't care. He's got fuck you money, so he's like, whatever.
I mean, in his comedy shows, he says, if I make a joke about punching a spastic in a wheelchair,
yeah,
everyone's shocked in audience, but it isn't real. I'm not really punching a spastic in a wheelchair.
No, it's a joke. You may not find it funny, but it's a joke. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, digressing there off the racing review, but interesting sort of chat. John, I did feel we saw a top class performer today in the shape of Zeus Olympios.
Yes, I was quite positive about him in my notes.
Yeah.
A scorpy individual.
We like flashy, don't we? Flashy?
Well, sometimes, usually in birds.
Chestnut colt with white flashes on his paws, John.
Yes.
He's not your favourite, then.
Not really, but he doesn't show any temperamental traits, really. He's made great strides in 3 runs, hasn't he? I thought he might be something like a candidate for the foray at the Arc meeting.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ability, that lad. Shaker made had a tremendous day on the Saturday when he landed the Ascendant with Bo Echo. Tipped up, of course, by Barstew's Inquiry Edge Service 7-4 into 5-6, and getting the job done from Publish, who I must admit, John, the runner-up there shaped incredibly well, given he came from the back and then probably got a little tired as he started to drift in the closing stages, handing momentum back to Bo Echo.
A shit ride from Havlin because he got there about a furlong and a half too soon.
Yep.
If they sit at the back, I don't know why they aim to get to the front just inside the 2 furlong pole, because you don't get paid for that, you get paid for on the line.
Yeah.
And if you concentrate in that effort, you're making it harder for yourself.
You make a very, very good point.
And none of them can say the sense.
Yeah, very good point.
The winner was all about Bottle, wasn't it? When Publish came to him, you could see he wanted to go again. Publish, I'm not so sure whether he wanted to go again. I was quite impressed with the third horse, the Carl Burke one.
Oh, yeah, Shayham.
That was only having its second run. It came from as far back as Publish, and it was continuing through with its run. It was a steadier performance altogether, but I think that could run really, really well in a Group 1 or 2 over a mile plus before the end of the season.
Right.
Because that finish we're running in it.
Good stuff, mate. That's one for listeners there for John. He likes that going forward into the autumn. And talking about a day today on the Saturday, anyway, Mr. Haggis had an amazing time on the Saturday.
Streaky Willie, as we'll refer to him from now on.
Streaky Willie, yes. Apparently, William Haggis once reprimanded Rishi Prasad for calling him Willie. He didn't like being called Willie. So, yeah.
Give over, yeah.
Yeah, that was the shirt. Don't call me Willie.
Don't call me baby. Yeah.
It's William or Bill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Betfair Exchange Aldborough Cup was won by the Reverend, and that was very costly for me, John, given I didn't think he would handle the quicker conditions.
And it did Haggis. He was on the telly saying he wanted it much softer just before the race.
Yes, and they've actually said that before in races where they've said you'd plenty of juice, plenty of give underfoot. So that was the Borough Cup, so that was a costly affair. Ascot races, I don't think there was much to talk about there, in particular some big handicaps.
The likely Cambridgeshire winner.
Oh, of course. Jack Beach, punting winners, as some of you might know him on Twitter. He did an article for Patreon members about Crown of Oaks anti-post for the Cambridgeshire at 14-1. It is now as low as 7-2 in places for the big handicap at HQ, and it was uber impressive. Probably going to go up about £12 for that, John, you'd think, in real terms. It will only get, is it a £5 penalty it gets for the Cambridgeshire?
Well, yeah, and it was certainly good for £12 there, wasn't it, today?
If I was handicapper, I'd give it 12. I think that's a fair call. The second and the third was a bit keen, but the second stem came into the race, probably not on the back of a good run, but that was in Deauville. But at Doncaster the time before had ran quite well in a novice. The time that horse could run to mid-80s. So I love the form and I love Jack's bet. And the shirt owes Jack one, after all, because last couple of seasons, Jack's tipping up shirt horses.
The shirt owes Jack 56, not one.
The shirt must actually subscribe or listen, because literally we were joking after the race saying that the shirt will probably have a Group 2 target or something instead of...
The funny thing was, when interviewed after the race, Mrs. Shirt was expressing the view that he still has a lot to learn and a pattern race might be more in order than the hustle and bustle of the Cambridgeshire.
I shouldn't laugh. Poor Jack. He's dug this one out because I say that because he had the shrewd awareness to do it before the horse obviously ran today, and obviously you've seen the collapse in price. What do you think? What do you think, John, for the Cambridge? Are you a fan of Crown of Oaks in Cambridge?
I think they should run purely because of how well in they are, and it's a smashing prize. I don't know why you wouldn't run. Is Tony Bloom involved with that one?
He might be, John.
Regrettably, I think he is, yes.
He's the luckiest owner though.
Yeah, nauseating, isn't it?
He's up there with Ferguson.
Yeah, it's nauseating, isn't it? Oof.
Absolutely. An ideal autumn campaign for Crown of Oaks, and he's clearly been trained for the autumn. Probably be Cambridgeshire, and then would use a $3 if he won the Cambridgeshire.
And I'd probably go back to HQ for that. Is it the Bentink Stakes?
Bensink, yeah.
Something like that. Because I won't be so bothered about this year. I'll be gearing up for next year after that, because he's a gelding, he can run forever, can't he?
It is a good horse. It's blossomed, and I'll tell you what, been a bit critical of the shirt this year. I don't think he's been at his best, but I genuinely believe he's trained this horse for the autumn. I have my doubts about this horse. I'm thinking, is it as good as what Jack thought it was? It is as good as what we thought it might be, but he's left that in absolutely no doubt whatsoever. This is a triple figure horse, certainly in time. So it was nice to see that for Jack today. Very, very pleased for him. So we've done the old racing review. John, I wanted to talk about existential crisis in British racing. Chris, feel free to join in as well. But the bloodstock industry, for me, I can see a rapid downturn in the short term, even despite the BHA sensibly coming on side with the plan for racing and bringing everyone together. I think it's a good thing, but I can see a lot of headwinds in the short term for racing regarding breeding, because what's happening is we're getting good prospects, but we're selling a lot of the stock abroad. More and more buyers now from abroad are coming to UK sales houses and Ireland sales houses and take some of our best stock away. And that's horses that have raced, but horses that are also unraced. And the reason they're doing this and taking it away from us is because the money we offer for owners, obviously, is not good enough. It's not good enough. If Sheikh Hamdan was moaning about it in 1989 to Wislam on BBC TV, you can actually see that interview on YouTube. He was moaning back then in 1989 it weren't good enough. Well, inflation-wise, we're getting less now than then.
Yeah.
What does the breeding industry do? Are we breeding too much shit? Are we breeding too much speed? Should we be concentrating on class rather than just a lot of cheap rubbish? What's the answer?
Well, I personally can't believe the amount of covering some of these stallions are doing these days. Years ago, it was unheard of for a stallion to cover more than 50 mares. And now they do that if they've got fertility problems, don't they?
Yeah.
The difference in numbers is beyond belief. I've heard of stallions covering 200 mares.
Yeah, is this to cover a bloated fixture list, or is the demand there for it?
Well, clearly the demand's there, because they must be getting a fee in for the coverings.
Yeah.
Maybe the prices are pitched low enough. People want to have a bash with a fairly moderate mare, get her into full shape and see what happens. But there's no striving for excellence, is there?
No.
It's factory fodder, this, and that's what's showing up in the results now. It's not like the old owner breeders where they had a marvellous band of brood mares and they could be selected which stallions they went to or anything else. Dotted around the country, there's like half a dozen stallions that were trained by Clive Cox, for fuck's sake.
If you're listening, Clive, no offence, mate.
Well, it is, isn't there? You know what I mean?
Just a joke, Clive. Chill out. Yeah.
What are we aiming for, really? We're not gonna throw out European champion milers, are we, from them sort of bloodlines? And certainly from them sort of numbers as well. I mean, we're just flooding the market with shade, in all fairness.
Well, you're right, because the easiest races to fill on the flat is, of course, Class 6 races. And there's an abundance of absolutely crap. You could have Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 some days in terms of split races in these 6 furlong 0 to 65 handicaps or 0 to 55 handicaps.
Exactly.
Yeah. If people are loving it and they've got syndicates going, I don't know. But like you said, John, you come up with a key word there. We are not striving for excellence, are we?
No.
And that is the quote of the show so far.
That's the only way that racing can continue properly. Otherwise, it's just going to be a marginalised side sport. If we aren't making any impact internationally, it'll soon become nothing, this sport.
Which is why we've had to take on Big Corp to try and change direction, because the way it's going under the current model, as you've seen with grounds, it's just going to go exactly the same way, where it's no one's interested in the quality on offer. They're just interested because there's a race on offer.
Managed decline, Lee. That's what it is. Managed decline. It's the old bags meetings. It's Thatcher when Liverpool was on the way down. They're all right, forget them. Park 4 million people on the sick. It doesn't matter, we can carry them. Cobblers.
Yeah.
You've got to keep pace with the best countries.
You're losing power rapidly on other countries. As Coolmore didn't exist, and they had a dispersal sale of their mares and everything else. That would be the game done in terms of like having the best lines in the world, best breeding lines in the world.
Our international raiders would be going to fucking Karachi.
Yeah. Hey, send money.
Send money, boss. I get you. I have you good bet.
You wouldn't be good enough to go to France and whatever.
No, I agree. Right, let's come on to some racing questions before we take on some more subjects. Just racing questions only, these. Ice Cold Cubes points out the shirts winner at Ascot on Saturday, presuming means Crown of Oaks. Gina Enormous Eyes, interesting name. Enormous Eyes says it's won at 8-11. Wrong, it's 11-8 on. When did this change? Yeah. If you can't grasp it, fuck off and watch football. He says he does need to get out more. Whilst I admit that you do need to get out more, Ice Cold Cube, I would also say you are correct in that in my upbringing and in my early to mid 20s, I'm just going on memory, you always pronounced it at 6-4 on, 7-4 on, 2-1 on.
It's only a fairly recent development, isn't it? It's sort of kind of trying to make it more accessible. It's like the decimal kind of flirted with decimal odds and, 4-6, 4-7. It's always 6-4 on, 7-4 on, tips on, wrist on, all of that sort of stuff. I mean, it's part of racing's challenge is to actually understand it. That's the challenge, isn't it? That's why people got into the sport, because the terminology was impenetrable. You had to work to understand what all these terms meant, and that was part of the fun.
Can I just ask, if Ice Cold Cube is indeed going to get out more, can he let us know when he's going to get out more so I can stay in?
And where? Where's important? We need to know where and when.
I think so. Good one, John. Right, next question is from Jane Foy. Far Jane. She's a great listener of the show. Been a while for a long time, Jane. Your question.
And she's an actual woman as well, not this sort of like
and she's an actual
old
woman.
Men that
Well, I hope she
is. I'm sure she is. I'm sure she's lovely, but not the sort of sweaty old fat size that listen to this.
Good old Jane. Yes. Right. Anyway, she says, this is a good question. Given the current jockey situation at Ballydoyle and a free reign, who would be your 3 subs? John, have they chose Soumillon?
Yeah.
Soumillon?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it, and this will be a bit unpopular. I would probably say the Tory.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got to be on the radar there. The problem with our jocks, and as we've said on many shows, there's very little between the top talent and mediocre jockeys.
Bag paper, isn't it?
So less than ever. Because Richard Perham and Dave Cross have an habit of robotising.
Roboticising, if that's a word, it should be roboticising. We should claim that
I like
word.
your attempt better than mine.
We should claim that as our word.
Roboticising. I like that, John.
I shall write to Oxford English Dictionary and demand that they include it in the next update.
Yeah. Perham and Cross roboticising up and coming jockeys, John.
Well, yeah, I mean, nobody stands out really, does there, unless they get away from that stupid fucking college as soon as possible.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, it's right. I mean, Billy the Kid, his style's not typical of the college. No. Neither is Warren Fenton.
No.
That's because they've been riding at home and rode to a decent standard at home. But anybody that's starting from scratch with Perham showing them how to go on, you fear for the future because they're rubbish.
Best ones usually are Irish pony racing.
Yes,
that's the breeding ground for the best. It seems anyway. Like over the year, you can spot top apprentices straight away in Ireland.
Because if they're not good, they don't get any rides.
No, they don't have as much racing either. So it's hard to get on horses in Ireland because there's not as much racing. So I think the Irish have got the edge there in terms of like jockeys.
There's so much racing in this country, like. We're going to get to the point where we're fishing around for jockeys that much. There's a head in a jar going to get on the mount shortly.
So tied to horse, Jar sits on saddle with an head in it.
The brain of Morbius from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, that's
Morbius
it,
claiming 7. Yes. Mm.
Yeah, and then you wrap reins round it or
Yeah.
something. They probably hold it better than Ollie,
Yeah.
won't they?
There was a debate on Twitter this week with a friend of the show, Johnny Deneen,
Yes.
Yeah,
where he said Ray Dawson was the best jockey at Varian.
yeah.
Apart from Still, I mean, what the hell is he up against? I said to him, I said, well, there's a head in a jar on the shelves in the office that's better than Jack Mitchell.
Yes. I think Les Dawson would be better than Ray Dawson, frankly. But yeah.
Imagine that, he'd like racing. Head in a jar, claiming 7. That's just class. Anyway, Jano, we've sort of covered that. They've probably got it right. They don't get much wrong at Ballydoyle. So there we go. We come on to our next question. Henry has been on, and he says, a dream to share, the old Suzanovic runner that wouldn't give him up. What's the latest on this, John? I haven't been keeping up to speed on this.
They're going to give him a mark, but he can't run in the says, which is fine.
Is that fair or not fair, in your opinion?
Well, it's fair on those that are already in the says.
Yeah.
And it's not fair on him because he was going to win the says.
Henry believes that this horse should be allowed to run, and that's what I believe he's saying. I hope he's saying that. He said he should have been given a mark.
I know, what a shit says.
It's not the best, but there we go.
Fair to tell the fail.
Again, the old bar stewards are sort of keen on Manxman, I think, behind the scenes in that at big prices. Ran a great trial the other day at Goodwood in the slop. If it turns up sloppy on Says Day, I think Manxman will probably go very close in that. And it's a fairly big price, I think.
I put one up in my notes actually this week.
Oh, have you? I've not read them yet. You've sent them through, haven't you? But I've not had a chance to read them yet.
I thought we saw one today, but we'll more about that later.
Okie dokie. There you go. That's your £9 call, folks. £9, you get to read John's notes on his Fancy in the Says. You know what to do. We're an unsponsored podcast, and it will remain that way. We shall keep ourselves in dignity, draped in dignity, in not taking...
Unless Co-op come knocking for funeral plans, then we'll...
Now, that's an ideal sponsor.
Oh, yeah,
Co-op
yeah.
should make a killing there.
They should, yeah. Co-op funeral
Our demographic,
plans.
they get about 50 sales on back of us promoting.
Oh, dropping like flies, honestly.
Yeah, if we're on 10% of that, 150 bags, $3,000
Yeah.
a funeral, that's what, 150?
Yeah, we're
We'll
chucking
have 15
petrol
of
on the
that. We'll have
fire.
15 grand of that.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Co-op.
Yeah. They'll be throwing fire on the fucking funeral pyres. We've got that many people die during this Sunday every week, haven't we?
Anybody working for Co-op Funeral Plans listening to this, get in touch.
Yes.
Glint in my eye as I say that.
Yes.
Take advantage of the dead. They're not bothered, they're dead.
Yeah.
That's a dream to share done. Matthew Forth says, thoughts on Martin Dunn suddenly turning into Barney Curley. Fella could barely land a gamble for years. Now he's landed touches right, left and centre with owners that allegedly who they appear to be. 3 huge gambles in a week for a trainer, averaging 10 wins a year. I think what you see here, this is one of the old school sort of tricks, isn't it? If you get like an average to crap trainer, you just get somebody else in training and all of a sudden they find that a Stearns improvement.
Yeah, bringing a master of the dark art.
Yes.
I would get Helen Nelms to train all my 2-year-olds. You'd slaughter it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the old trick, isn't it? Find a 2% trainer. You're going to get a world's ice. And let's be fair.
Crash bang.
It's the old thing.
Yeah,
It keeps popping up now and again.
Most of these 2% trainers have got them on fucking pony side, haven't
Yeah.
they? So all you'd have to do really is go in there with a bag of macaras and you take your pick which one you want to win with.
Totally. I mean, for a while, it's obviously out in the cold now, but Johnny Farrelly was doing that for a season. I forget what yard he was working within, but yeah, all of a sudden, kaboom, winner off the boards, wasn't it?
Indeed. Just look out for it and just basically make that assessment that you believe that something changed within the yard and maybe some Irish lads have come in and...
Yeah. They turn up. Where are all the horses? Yeah. Oh, sure, they're across the other way now. They're about fucking 200 miles away now. We'll bring them over next week for you to have a look at them. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay, now they're not here today, so they've gone for a gallop over the horizon there. You'll catch them if you keep driving. Yeah. Okay, now. Yeah. You might have 100 horses and there's nothing in there. Yeah.
I know. Before old chips they put in them for obviously scanning them.
Yes. Yeah.
Basically, get a bay, wouldn't they? And if it were 100, they'd like paint a white fleck on it to match the one that's rated 5th.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. Yes. But the chip says all your horses are in Ireland. Yes, they're under holidays there, so they're having a bit of sea air now. They'll be back soon, next week of Wolverhampton. Yeah, it happens. It's got to happen more. And the fact that some people are sort of spotting these, that it must go on all the time under the radar where no one notices. It has to, because anyone with a brain, you'd find a 2% trainer, wouldn't you? You're going to get a price for the first few, aren't you?
Yeah, you get away with like 2 or 3, and then as soon as like everyone then looks at it and goes, "Oh fucking hell, look at these."
Move them on, then, don't you? Move them on.
It's like you've noticed now. There's 7 or 2 now instead of like 40s.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Rap's been on. He's on a murd here.
Yeah. Don't stop, isn't
I'm murdered. You can murd all you like on our show. We're good at that.
Yeah.
He says, "Is it too much to ask racecourses to consider silence as an option rather than filling every moment with bands, promotions, MCs rocking the mic like they're Ice-T's home county's brother?" Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Does shutting the fuck up mean anything to you?
Yes. Well, not to us, it doesn't. We don't stop talking, do we? Maybe there'll be a movement to shut us up, I'm sure.
There's one thing I agree with Pete on this is at York, and so I'm talking about my home track here, so I never like talking unfavourably about York, but I find it incredibly annoying. About an hour before first race, they put some geezer on asking someone for tips, and he's going on for about 15 minutes, and it's really loud. If you're talking to someone, you cannot hear yourself speak. They're that loud.
No, it's terrible, isn't it?
It's like, will you fucking shut up? Like, just for a minute. No one wants a 15-minute tipping preview.
It shows you that fat twat with the nightclub shirts, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's lost a bit over time. I think he were bigger back in there.
He's still wearing the same shirts, that late 80s nightclub look, isn't it? With the black with the polka dots. And
He's
stuff.
been around a long time. Apparently, he's a really nice fella. Not met him. Not had the chance to meet him.
He can fuck up.
I'm trying. Poor fella. Anyway, if he listens, we don't mean it. We do, but anyway.
If he listens, he can fuck off.
Next one. And a positive post. So you follow like Pete's moaning with a positive post. And that's what we like on this show. Positivity. This is what it is. Mark, thank you for this. And he says, "We are often bemoaning racing initiatives.
Yeah.
Last week, I attended the National Racehorses event at David Manuvier's, Sergeant Wilson or Augustus Gloop, whatever you prefer. And also a friend of the show is David. He came on a podcast and very endearing. I found him. Yesterday, I received an email through National Racehorse ARC inviting me to a free race day at any ARC track for up to 6 people. This is a nice way to encourage new fans." Absolutely. Well done. ARC get a lot of slagging, and sometimes rightly so, on this. Absolutely, Mark. This is really good news, and I like to hear stories like this because it's racing trying to do something in a positive way for fans. And before I come on to that, I'm going to praise the BHA in a minute, and Chris is going to say, "You have been bought."
They have you. Yeah.
Just one last question. It's Comrade Loaf Monolulu. John, you'll know more about this because you watch more opening shows than I do. Is Tipping Tom the best 10-year-old tipster on TV?
We'd certainly be up there with Bart Simpson and that other little fucker off South Park, yeah.
What, Cartman?
No, Kenny. The one don't say
That's
anything.
the one,
Yeah, don't say anything.
Yeah.
No, he's doing our age, actually, considering the entire weight of the show was dumped on him due to the fact the rest of them are completely shit
Yeah.
at tipping. Some of them have gone like 3 years without a winner. He got landed this gig. I think he's managed to keep his nose in front all season. It's usually all right. He's got sound reasoning behind his tips and everything. They should make more of him. Like they should make more of the Timeform lad. What's the Timeform lad called? It used to be on the Betfair forum.
Timeform lad. Betfair forum.
He's been doing some of the Sunday series.
Dan Barber.
That's him. Yeah, they should make more of him as well. He's good.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Dan, if you're listening, give us a shout out then because you've just been praised by John and he does not give many out.
No, every pancake day. That's all he tips one for someone.
So Tom Collins.
It's a nice drink, that.
Yeah, it is actually. Tom Collins is the tips on ITV. So what do you think, listeners? I don't know. I don't watch enough of it to offer an opinion. But nevertheless, it's fair comment. Coming back to some subjects now. We covered a piece last week on Timeform and how you used to get on their replays used to get all the paddock stuff, and so you could see the horse in the paddock. And we had a response from Timeform.
wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll not mention the respondee because it's not fair, obviously, but I had a response from Timeform and they was really good on this. And they said from a Timeform perspective, it isn't something we've removed due to cost reasons or a depreciating a known offered service and more of a correction of usage as we've migrated to their new video player. We've raised the question of whether this is something we can give our customers again to in the future and are waiting on a reply. It could be due to rights or the fact this is a non-broadcast feed, so it doesn't have the same level of editorial content, but won't know until they're confirmed. This is referring to RMG in terms of they're thinking, no, we don't want you to produce this output or you have to pay extra. I don't know. I think this is something that should be offered, whatever it is, by someone or some entity, because the pre-race stuff is invaluable, and John will testify to this. John's paying 30 notes a month if he gets the full paddock shit on all the fucking 2-year-old races and stuff like that, because it helps him along anyway when he's not watched a novice race or something like that, or he's missed the paddock on a novice race. So I think this would help everybody. And
I get behind, I just guess.
so that's where we're at. I thank you, Timeform, for that. It proves that you guys are all good there at the moment in terms of what you're doing, the product you offer, which I think is very fairly priced anyway. But at the same time, I think that is a service that genuine racing professionals and serious form book punters will actually miss, because that was an invaluable part of video watching, not just the finish, but obviously the prelims. So you could see one playing up, or you could see, and then you can make a note that it played up badly prelims. All things like that are all good. And in this day and age, I think it's important to give the racing fan
It's really encouraging, isn't it?
as much content as possible. So thank you, Timeform, for clarifying that. Really appreciate it. And hopefully there will be updates to come on that particular subject. Our Irish correspondent, who does some excellent write-ups for our Edge service, really, in terms of what he likes from across the pond. It's very good to have someone that knows the score over there, because it's not easy for us UK natives to know what goes off over there. So he's very good. And he raised a point in his recent blog, and he said about jockeys' agents also being pundits. Is this a conflict of interest? Kevin O'Ryan, Niall Hannity, and one of the Dixons. Is this fair, John, that you're getting punditry out there and it's sort of compromising it? They're never going to criticise one of their own jockeys.
Well, the people that employ them know this.
Mm.
For my money, the proviso is that they don't want people that criticise jockeys.
Mm.
So it doesn't matter.
Mm.
If you wanted somebody who was going to offer pertinent criticism across the board in the industry, there's plenty of people you could go out and get.
Yeah.
But they choose not to. They choose to employ jockeys' agents and other type of sycophants. And that tells me that that's what they want. They don't want any controversy. They don't want any jockeys or trainers ringing them up saying, what the fucking hell was this that was said about me this afternoon, blah, blah, blah. They don't want any show. They just want to get through the day.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not criticising any of the broadcasters in terms of like what they do or the content. It's just that personally, this is why I like our podcast, because we can say anything what we want to say. It's the only sort of podcast that's surrounding racing that's of worthy numbers in terms of listeners that could actually do that, because everybody else has got an axe to grind because they've got an interest in the game, whether it's a bookmaker, whether it's a whatever. And I think this is where I hold proud on that. And we have from the start. And that's why it's been the right thing to do. It's a punters podcast, and that's it.
Whatever we say on here is not going to make us any money, is it?
No, zero. We appreciate all you Patreon subscribers, because it really does help in terms of paying contributors for just their input in terms of written content on the site. That's how we've modelled it because of that. So we didn't have to take the gravy train book. We didn't have to take money off people where it's like, oh, that's it. We've got to say this or we've got to say that. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what we've done over time. I think that's something we'd never do, even though Chris at one point was urging me, take the money.
Take the money. Always take the money. Always. Always.
Sometimes you think that stick we do get in certain areas, it makes me wonder if that'd have been best. You can't win, right? So we put a post up on Twitter the other night, and Chris, you can testify to this as a
Yes,
fact.
I
We
can.
never promote ourselves, do we, on
No,
Twitter hardly?
not at all. Not at all. In fact, it's once every blue moon, isn't it? But
Yeah.
that was a rarity, wasn't it, yesterday or Friday? Yeah.
Put up that we backed a winner for the service, a maximum bet that was 70-2 into 2-1, because it deserved probably a little bit of attention. Still, you get people saying, "Oh, don't turn into betting slip wankers and all this lot." How do you promote what you're doing?
You've got to ignore that. There's only one way to promote racing services on social media, and that is to ignore that kind of comment and just be relentlessly positive and self-promoting. You have to build up a cult of personality. Moosh Tips did it very successfully for a long while. I think that ship is now starting to sink. But I think you just got to keep hammering away and ignore that sort of stuff. And I think if you show some integrity in terms of being totally transparent, you are doomed to be just bubbling along at the bottom. I think you got to go out there and promote it relentlessly. Ignore the losers and just promote the winners, like many do, and are making a lot of money at it.
Yeah, sure. Is what it is, but there we go. Coming on to our last subject before we get on to a couple of funnies, as I like to call them. And it's a praise for the BHA. I was unaware about this, and it was the producer that highlighted it to me in an article. Project Beacon, John. Have you heard anything about it?
Yeah, because I followed the link the producer sent last night.
Project Beacon.
I didn't realise that.
And I had a read of it. Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Well, it seems as though they're finally trying to understand who they're serving this mail up for, haven't they?
So, to explain, and if Chris had anything about, I'll just explain what it's about. They surveyed 7,500 people across the UK and Ireland.
Yeah.
Basically random people. Like, it wasn't just horse racing people. From that, they esteemed that around 25 million adults across Britain and Ireland are open to racing and don't reject the sport, even if they're not currently involved. Within that group, nearly 17 million of them are either potential fans who have never really engaged with racing or casual fans who only dip in occasionally.
Yeah.
They have gone really heavy into this, so I've got a lot of praise. This is the first time I have actually seen the BHA actively doing something really good. And there's some really interesting stats here. This is Society Today. It makes you understand the BHA a bit more, what they're doing. I don't think they help themselves at times, but 27% of people they surveyed are concerned over the welfare of racehorses.
Can I just jump in on that, though, Lee?
Yeah, of course you can.
If there was no question in the survey saying, does the welfare of racehorses concern you? What would the level have been then? I think a lot of these questions prompt people to ensure that the BHA can follow the agenda that they've already got set in their heads. The BHA decided long ago that they're going to really promote welfare, what with the national meeting, the 6 strikes of the whip, and that's always going to feature very heavily in any kind of questionnaire, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a very pertinent point, John, because the 6 key things that they've come out with is address welfare concerns, demystify the sport, create a race structure and narrative, build emotional connection, evolve the race day experience, and make ownership more accessible, which they haven't done because obviously poor old Nick Goff, who is certainly fluid with funds, got refused as a suitable owner on the owner test, which shows you how stupid the current sort of setup is. So there's work to be done. But I do like this. I'm impressed in what they've done because, Chris, they're actually estimating that 9 million people in the UK are heavily invested in racing and seriously interested in the sport. As in, I'd class you as that, even though you like the sport, you like watching it, you like betting on it. So your class is serious.
Correct. I think that's fair play.
So 9 million people, and that's very encouraging. And we have to protect these people. And if we don't, and we have bookmakers that won't lay them bets and are behaving like absolute mafia at the moment in terms of trying to get your money out of your account after you've back to winner because they don't like it. And then you're faced with like posing in front of your front door with your daughter and your fucking bank statement and your whatever. Complete nonsense. And again, it's weak regulation, and the Gambling Commission really need to come to the fore here and start regulating the sport properly, or certainly gambling properly. And this is unfortunate. So we've got 9 million people that are heavily invested in this sport in terms of they'll probably go to the races a few times a year. They'll probably have a bet a few times a year. They'll probably think about owning a horse. This really is good stuff from the VHA, and I applaud this because they've had enough shit off us over time.
Yes.
But I can see a change in direction already. Lord Allen appointed. I think this is good. Like I said, there'll be a lot of backward steps, but I would really encourage reading this. Credit where it's due. As always, Chris will say I'm bought off.
Yeah, bought and paid for you. I'm a corporate mouthpiece.
They have sent me money.
They sent money. It go like aeroplane. Odds 250. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, they've sent it. They've sent it. Well done, the BHA, and I hope this kind of trend continues in serious research into the sport. And Chris, I'm going to pay kudos to you because you were the one that said about the grey pound. You wrote articles on it and you said why the grey pound matters. And of the 9 million people and our audience demographic, it's likely to be the grey pound.
Yeah, I'm tip of the spear.
Yeah.
I'm at the vanguard. Well, there is a wonderful quote, though, by the Edwardian satirist, who I'd recommend all our readers check out his work. There's a man who wrote under the pen name of Saki, S-A-K-I, and his real name was Hector Human Rowe, and he satirised Edwardian society, high society. There's some wonderful, wonderful quotes, and one of his famous ones is, "Never be a pioneer. It's the early Christian that gets the biggest lion." And I think that's brilliant. And there's lots of others that come out. So check out Hector Human Rowe's short stories. And I think he did a couple of novels. I think he was blown to bits in the Great War, but really, really good and very, very rarely mentioned these days. Check him out. Saki, S-A-K-I.
S-A-K-I. I love this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lovely short stories, very kind of funny. But he lampoons sort of Edwardian high society, sort of the shooting parties and the country house parties just before the Great War. Really good. It sounds boring, but it's genuinely funny and very well written.
Isn't that a Japanese drink?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Saki. Yeah, that was his pen. I don't know why he called himself Saki, but Hector Human Rowe was the man behind it, and he wrote under the pen name Saki. But very, very funny and largely forgotten nowadays.
Love your shit, to be honest, on things like this. As do our listeners. We got less questions this week due to recording early, as obviously we advertised. I do love your shit on things like this because I learn things.
We do. We all learn from each other. This is a learning pod. We're moving forward. We're growing.
Progression.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Finish on two funnier topics as we like to do. We haven't got Bert Doncaster coming in this week with his dirty,
your favourite sort of, filth,
so,
your favourite sadomasochistic killer.
So Chris can't say what is wrong with you people.
What is wrong with you? Your favourite child killer. That's his sort of standard, isn't it?
Yeah. First one, Ice Cold Cube. He gets 2 stabs, this lad.
Right.
Best animated film from back when we were kids. He said Jungle Book, and a close second was Snow White.
He'll get more than 2 stabs if I ever meet him.
Yeah, I'm with you, John. What a load of shit. Fucking Jungle Book, Snow White, fucking rub. I thought Disney was absolute fucking rubbish. Yeah. Really did. Couldn't have a bar of it.
No animations for you guys when you were growing up?
Snowman, that's very poignant. It's Raymond Briggs' Snowman. I mean, he's not sort of growing up, but that was very, very...
Red Knobs and Broomsticks with the ever-sexual Angela Lansbury in the lead role.
Oh, yes. You like a bit of Angela Lansbury.
She's had a few mentions recently.
Yeah.
Mid-50s and,
Chris, you know what he's been doing? He's been watching reruns of Murder, She Wrote. And,
oh, yes. Yeah, fucking sitting there, pulling his pudding. Yeah, fucking, I can see it. Ooh. Bashing away.
Packet of quavers on the coffee table.
Yeah, fucking freeze frames a bit where she's got her mouth open so he gets his cock up against the screen. Yeah, fuck, I know. We can see it.
Fucking hell. The things that you say and you actually do.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking have that, Angela. Yeah. Fucking have some of that. Yeah.
Lang loves a bit of Murder, She Wrote.
Yes, he does, clearly.
I know he does. Chris, just to finish on that one, I do like your Snowman
That was beautiful, wasn't it? Very sad. Really good.
I love that. In fact, it's probably one of the only things animated I watch every Christmas. When it's on, I just like it. It's just
Yes.
it's
It is good.
What about some of them hentai things where somebody always ends up lezzing off at the very
Oh,
end?
yeah, the old Japanese fucking the comics,
Fucking hell,
the dirty bastards.
we are
aren't
so
they?
degraded.
I know. It's horrible, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's quite.
The things people can rage about this pod and the show's fucking sausage rolls at first.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's true.
To finish,
Hmm.
we did this once before, and we said racing personalities as Mr. Men.
We
or
did, yeah.
little misses. And I asked John, and I asked yourself, Chris, as well, to maybe come up with like as many as you want. If it's only one, it's one. But I want your very best in terms of racing personalities. If they were Mr. Men, what would they be?
Chris could actually do an impression of one here because he can do Mr. Your Man.
Your man. No, I would say, well, AP McCoy, right? I would be Mr. Handbrake.
Yeah.
I think that would be quite good, wouldn't it? Yeah, in the old fucking green and gold. Mm-hmm.
Put that up, didn't we?
That's
as
a good
joke,
enough.
on Twitter a while back. We said before, I think we said like Chapman, Mr. Noisy.
Yes.
He definitely be Mr. Noisy, wasn't he? He'd go with his microphone into the butcher's. I would like a piece of meat.
Yeah, Mr. Noisy as well. Good.
You could have some Mark Prescott as Mr. Nostalgia, where nobody dare start a conversation with him because he's got a story from 40 years ago about it.
Yeah, he has. Raconteur. Yeah. When some old dowager came for a tour around the stables, that's normally his stories, aren't they? Yeah. And she stepped in all shit or something, never came back. Yeah.
So no advance on that? Have we got?
Nah, load of bollocks. Come on, we're better than this. For these questions, who's fucking Mr. Men? Fucking like children's books. What's the matter with these people?
It's
God.
reminiscing. It's like Angel Delight.
It's rubbish. No.
They like it.
That's just code for the fact we haven't bothered to do any research. So we're
you haven't. You
it.
absolute twats. I asked you this.
We haven't done it. Can't be bothered. Boring. Yeah. So we're just saying
like when
shit
you
because we don't want to do
Sunny
it.
Delight and turned orange.
Brilliant. Love Sunny Delight. Yeah. That stuff was evil, wasn't it? It's like Agent Orange, not fucking orange flavours. It falls out. I used to drop it on the fucking canopies in Vietnam to get all the exfoliant, wasn't it? To get all the leaves off so they could bomb them more effectively.
Bottles of that and you look like Trump.
Yeah, you would do. Sunny Delight. Yeah, gosh, shit, that was.
One bottle of that and you talk like
Yeah.
That was to kill people, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Give them health problems all their life.
Yeah, Big Pharma, see? Big Pharma will cure you. So big food poisons you, Big Pharma cures you.
You still get it, can't you?
We've enjoyed it again this week, and thank you for your questions. It wasn't the most inspiring week in terms of entertainment, but of course, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Begging bowls out again. Come on, you know the stuff. You know what to do.
9 to 1 to 2 to 1 off the fucking boards. One laughing at the judge.
And plus a double today on Saturday for Edge subscribers who's landed 2 74 shots, both backed into odds on. We're not as daft as we look.
That would be difficult. That would be difficult.
Have a great week, guys, and we're back next week as always. Bye for now.